Hey, it's Dirk again. Welcome back to another video. Surprised you're still here. Hey, I haven't bored everybody to tears. All right. Anyway, I noticed when I was reviewing some of the video that I took that the rear view mirror cams, I like the concept. I still like the concept of them. But I realized when I was watching it that the angle wasn't quite right on either of them. It's really difficult to get the cameras out wide enough because the mirrors on a semi-truck are they stick out quite a bit. So the GoPro mounting that I was using, it wasn't pushing those cameras out far enough, so I wasn't really capturing a good side view of the trailer, which is important because that is actually what you see in the mirrors. When you actually look at the mirrors, you do see the side of the trailer very well. And I wasn't capturing that on the camera, so I wasn't happy with it. So I figured out a new mounting system, and I've got the cameras mounted actually on the rear view mirrors with some adhesive mounts. And I think the angle is much better, so I'm just about to try them out. I'm just backed up and hooked up to my very first trailer of the day, my first day back. So my Monday is on a Saturday, and it's kind of a dreary, rainy day. But I wanted to try it out, give it a shot. I'm also doing a camera facing me, obviously, as well as the camera facing out forward. So I'm going to run all four cameras and just kind of see, you know, when I edit, just see what I can do with that, see if I can make something look cool with that. Anyway, I'll check back in just a second. I got to go through a little bit of a brake test here, and then we'll be on the way. Alright, all the brake tests are done except for the final one, which is the foot brake test, which is the very last one you do. And we're just going to pull forward and hit the brakes and just make sure that the whole combination vehicle, as they call it, stops and stops straight without the tractor pulling and to one side or the other, and we are good. So, onward, off to the scale. And to the exit. Again, I'm going to watch my driver's side tandems, the trailer tires in the rear. I want to make sure they're both spinning, and they are. And same thing, I'm going to kind of come over to the left here, my left, and so that I can cut the truck back in the other direction so that I can see what my curbside or passenger side tires are doing, and they're rolling as well. So hopefully you're able to see that in the side view cameras. I'm going to roll this window up, it's a little loud. Yeah, like I said, I remounted them, and hopefully they're picking up the sides of the trailer a little bit better, because that's really what I'd love to be able to show. It's a perspective. I mean, I've seen other people, on YouTube, I've seen other drivers using, various, angles and mounts and stuff, views of rear view, but I've never seen anybody really kind of like perfect the rear view to be what it is that you actually see in the mirror of the truck. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. So let's hope I've got it this time. I just remembered this reefer trailer does not have enough fuel in it. And there is a gas station here on Walmart's property. I should say a diesel station here on Walmart's property. For all of their private fleet trucks, like the one you see ahead to the left there, that's a Walmart private fleet truck. That's their own trucking organization within the Walmart company. They call that private fleet. So they're private fleet trucks. They fuel here and get all their maintenance here, and they have a wash bay and all of that good stuff. Since I am a Schneider driver and my truck is owned by Schneider, I do not work for Walmart per se. So the only thing that we ever do as far as fuel is fueling the reefer trailers, because the trailers are owned by them, and it's their cargo and it's their trailers. So I don't know exactly who pays for what or whatever behind the scenes. That's between Walmart and Schneider, none of my business. But it is our responsibility as drivers to make sure that we check the reefer fuel and make sure that there's enough in there. And we are a little light. So I want to top that tank off before we go. So let me go do that, and I'll be right back. I gotta cut the engine and go pump some diesel. Be right back. All right, we has reefer diesel, and that is that's a quote from a YouTube trucker. One of the very first, if not the very first, YouTube trucker that I kind of stumbled on by accident a few years back, and started watching her videos as a young lady, and got hooked. She was quite the character, and maybe some of you have watched her stuff. If you haven't, I would suggest going on YouTube and finding her channel. And starting from the very beginning, just watch her videos chronologically from her very first video on forward. Quite a character. Her name is Allie Knight. Allie, A-L-L-I-E, Knight, as in K-N-I-G-H-T, or as Monty Python would say, Knigget. I don't know, maybe some of you might get that reference if you're older like me. But anyway, Allie was one of the first that I watched, and I learned a whole hell of a lot of stuff from watching her. And she's just entertaining as hell. And I think a few of her videos, instead of using have, she used the word has. So like, I has trailer, I has this, I has that. I don't know. I just found myself saying I has reefer fuel. So there you go. It's amazing the type of crap that comes out of your brain unexpectedly. Anyway, I got the cameras rolling again simply because I want to see those rear view cams and see the trailer in motion and see if it really does look more accurately like what I see in my mirrors. Because if I can get that, I think that would be really cool for folks to see. I mean, for drivers, yeah, you know what that looks like, but for somebody who has never driven a semi-truck before, I really want to present, the views of what we drivers actually see, so that you can kind of get an idea of what it's like. So hopefully I've got that. And we're going to roll up on a scale. I'm going to scale the load here, and I scale every load. Rule number one is safety of all living things. Rule number 2 is safety of all property. And rule number 3 is protect your CDL. That is the most important thing other than safety that you can do as a driver. Always protect your CDL license. And for that reason, I scale every load, because I don't ever want to get a ticket from the DOT having a weight issue or a load imbalance issue, because that's just plain stupid. If you check your stuff, you should never, ever, ever get a ticket like that. Anyway, more later. I'm going to switch it off until we're out of the guard shack. Well, here we are on Interstate 43. We just passed through Beloit, Wisconsin, and we are heading northeast on I-43 towards the great city of Milwaukee. We are not going all the way to Milwaukee, however. We are stopping in a outer band, I guess you could call an outer band suburb of Milwaukee, or part of the greater Milwaukee area. We're stopping in a town called Franklin, Wisconsin, and I have an entire reefer trailer filled with stuff, frozen and dairy food products for the Sam's Club in Franklin, Wisconsin. So we are going to be delivering that. Rather ominous looking day. It's been raining, and clouds are looking pretty heavy again, although it's been dry so far. And just wanted to check in. I did do a little bit of a video. Unfortunately, nowhere near as much
job comes first. So I've been running pretty hard and just didn't have time to dedicate the time and the focus to doing it. So my apologies there, but gotta make the money, and you gotta move the freight when they ask you to. So and I've been certainly doing that. I've been running my 14-hour clock almost to the exact max pretty much every day, and so lots and lots and lots of driving. Boy, I tell you what, if you're concerned about being busy and you want mileage, boy, Schneider will give you a lot of miles. if you're a hard runner and you want to do it, they've got more freight than they know what to do with. So I am liking that. Anyway, I did capture a little bit of footage. I changed the mounting area of where I'm mounting those rear view mirror cameras, and I'm hoping that's going to come out. I don't have my big computer with me here in the truck, so I can't really see a really good full-size view of how they're turning out, and I'm curious to see if that new mount area has improved it, because I wasn't really happy with where they were, because you didn't see enough of the side of the trailer, and that's really key. You need to be able to see down the side of the trailer, and I wasn't seeing that where I had them before. So it's still a work in progress. I'm trying to get this perfected. I know I can do it. I know I'll get there, and hopefully this time I did the trick, and it'll be much better as far as showing you more accurately what we are looking at when we're backing these huge things up. So anyway, just wanted to pop in, say hey, and if I can, when I get to Franklin, if I can,
construction was reported on I-43.
I might pop those rear view cameras on again and try and capture a little bit more of backing into that Sam's Club. But that's going to depend on how busy they are over there. If I pull in and there's a lot of stuff going on there, it just wouldn't be a good idea to do that. But if I pull in there and there's nothing going on and there's a place to park for a moment, I'll go ahead and do that. So either this will be all there is, or there will be a little bit more to come. Either way, I will be capturing more. I got a couple of days off now, tomorrow and the following, but when I start back into next week, hopefully I'll be able to get some more stuff covered and put some more stuff out for you guys. So bear with me. This is all kind of a startup for me, so just trying to get my rhythm, and I'll get there, and we'll get more consistent. So at least for now, see ya. Well, okay, kids. As promised, I got the camera set up. I didn't know if I would, but I did. And I'm kind of glad I did, because this Sam's Club is unusually tight. Usually Sam's Clubs have a pretty ginormous amount of space for you to maneuver your truck. This one, however, there's only one way in, and I'm nose first in the only way into this place. And as you can hopefully see just ahead of me, there's a no truck sign. Past that stop sign, there's no truck. So you cannot approach this dock from the other side, so you have to come in here and swing around. So we're going to do that. So here we go. I've got the rear views going, and this is going to be a tight one, so let's see. Start cranking this sucker around, and I'm going to allow for the fact that I'm not going to be able to fully spin this, I don't think. Well, maybe I will. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. I'm swinging, swinging, swinging. I'm a swinger. And actually, I might just make it. I just want to make sure I don't jackknife too hard and screw anything up in the coupling there. But nice and slow and easy, as I say over and over. You don't have to be in a race doing this stuff. This is a game of precision. And so I'm taking my time. Actually, this is working out pretty well. Just taking it nice and slow. I'm going to straighten her out now, slowly, and I should be back aimed at that one door there. I'm going to pull forward here. I just got to watch that high curve. Actually, more like a retaining wall. Yeah, okay, I got a green light on that door, and I think I can make that one without too much stress. So let's try it.
cut it a little bit more, and I got to watch that retaining wall on my passenger side. That would be ugly. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I can start straightening out. Yeah, I need to really straighten out, but I might not have the clearance here. I need the clearance. Let me just get past this wall. That wall is freaking me out. I do not want to take my front end off. Schneider frowns on that. There is a no take your front end off policy at Schneider, which I intend on following. Okay, see, now I'm getting crooked, so I'm gonna really have to start straightening this up. I'm gonna crank it over this way, and then I'm gonna crank it back the other way. And back this way, and straight. Okay, so now let me see if I can get past that wall and then start cranking it in. As you can see, it was taken off on me. It was going way too far to the, I guess that would be the driver's side. And I couldn't get it to correct because that retaining wall was in my way. So I couldn't get under the trailer quick enough. So I just did one of those little pull forward and wiggle kind of things. And now that I'm a little bit farther from that retaining wall, hopefully I can cut this thing hard and it'll work. Yep. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do when you don't have a retaining wall in your way on your nose. Now we're getting there. Slow and steady. Okay, see how on the driver's side, see how that red marker light all the way in the corner of the trailer, you can really watch that lower corner and you can see it's taken off. See, it's going way too far to that side. So now I'm going to come forward and turn counter steer to the right. And I want to get straight underneath the trailer. Okay, there I am, I'm straight. And now, where's your problem? Your problem's on that driver's side. That driver's side corner is kicking out too far, so we need to slap it back. How do you slap it back? You turn the steering wheel at it. So the steering wheel kind of, envision the steering wheel slapping that corner back to go the other way. So we're going to turn left, and that will cut that trailer the other direction. And now you can see on the passenger side, we're starting to turn that back end of the trailer more towards the passenger side, which is what we want at the moment. Now I'm going to get straight back under it because I don't want it to keep cutting. If you don't get back under it straight, it's going to just keep turning and turning, and that turn is going to get more and more severe. And that's another thing that takes a little experience to remember. That once you start seeing the trailer turning, it's like, okay, well, now you got to get straight under it again, because if you don't, it's going to keep turning, and that takes a while for you to remember. At least for me, it's like I just sit there and space out or something. I don't know. It just doesn't occur to me, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh wait, that trailer's still turning, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Shit. So yeah, you got to straighten up and get back under it. Let's see here. Start getting straight a little bit. Still do want to come to that passenger side. So we're entering a little crooked, and that's okay, because I'm going to pull up and straighten her out. And this whole thing about pull-ups, I don't know, there's some people that have this big thing about, oh, I can do it in one shot. So yeah, okay, wonderful. Well, you don't get paid anymore because you're, a stud that can do it in one shot. I just prefer to do it accurately and do it well and be centered on the door. So if I have to pull up 26 times, guess what? I'm going to pull up 26 times. And nobody's going to rush me. And I'm just going to take my time and kind of work the trailer as I'm doing right now. Just massaging it over towards the passenger side, because I want to be centered on that dock, because I'm severely anal retentive. And if I do something, I want to do it perfect, and I'm willing to take a few extra seconds to do that. So, there you go. And come on, baby. Yep, we're getting there. So now, again, I'm not looking at the surround on that dock. I'm looking at the lower portion underneath that dock plate. And I want to be centered on that, because that is what goes into the truck. And regardless of where they've put the surround, the insulation surround, whatever, because those things can, again, be big. They can be off center, and they frequently are. I watch the dock, and that means I watch those little red marker lights on the very lower corner of the trailer. Those are great little indicators to let you know exactly where your ass end is, both in terms of left to right and in terms of how deep you are. So guys, when I talk about being centered on the plate when I back in, this is what I'm talking about. See how I'm centered completely on this dock plate, and you can see like that corner and over to this corner. That's what I want to see. I want to see it centered. And here's what it looks like now with the dock plate on, so you can kind of see how that works. It's hydraulic, pneumatic, whatever it is, air operated. And that plate now fits inside the trailer. And you can see on each side, it fit in there perfectly, and it's dead center. So that's what I hope to achieve every single time. All right, we're against. I'm gonna give it one squeeze and pull the brake. And we are solid on that door. Yeehaw! All right, well, I'm looking forward to seeing how that footage turns out. Hopefully it finally is capturing what I wanted to. And again, that would be it for now, and more to come. Thanks for hanging out, and leave some comments in the comment section if you like what you're seeing. If you don't, let me know what you don't like, whatever. Again, just be polite, be a decent person, and I'll be a polite, decent person back to you. Be an asshole, and I'll block you. So, all right, have a great one, guys. See ya.